Hey guys, it's Eric here with Sacred Forge Healing here for your weekly reading for June 15th through the 22nd. Also, do remember these are timeless, and so we will get into the message for what you need to know now. Um, I will be posting a meditation video. I did a channeling video right before this, which was meant to be this video, and became a channeling and a meditation video. So I'll be getting that up here pretty soon as well. So go ahead and check that out. I'll have that uploaded and linked down below. So let's go ahead and let's get into some messages here for June 15th through the 22nd. What do people need to know for their highest and best good for these days? Eu comprei aqui. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm just double checking. It's fun actually. Our middle card, which I'll get to, has shown up 4 times today. Prior to this, it just keeps coming out. I shuffle the deck many times. But this seems to be a very central thing that we're going through. But let's start off here. So we have the Five of Raphael being our first card here. It says everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Searching for a silver lining. So our big thing that we're kind of stepping into this week here, is, looking at what can we find is positive about the situations that we're currently going through, right? In this picture, we do have a woman here who is staring at the box over here that's yet to be unopened, or yet to be opened, but we have these just strewn around here. So it's saying, okay, well, I've seen these things before. What can I learn from it? Okay? And that's actually one of our big things that we're currently working through, is there's a lot of old patterns that are coming up right now that we think that we have released it and that we've worked through it fully. And they're coming back in right now and saying, hey, we're double checking with you and make sure you've done this. And so knowing that, yes, we have worked through them, but they're showing up for a reason. So looking at the situations and saying, okay, what left is there to learn, right? Because sometimes there's some things that we've missed with it. I'm going to pull another card about this because Raphael is very healing, right? Ooh, yeah. He is the angel of healing. And so as we start working with him, bring in, thank you, Archangel Raphael, for coming into my life, for helping me with healing, also with travel and weight loss. There's a few things that he can work with you on, quite a few things, but, thank you for helping me to see the silver lining within the situation as I go through it. Help me to see the best of what's happening so that I may learn and may grow, right? So we have 2 cards here for the Five of Raphael. We have Surrender Worry and Surrender to Miracles. Right? So Surrender Worry says, make a commitment not to lead an anxiety-driven life. Let's take a deep breath on that. And out. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body. Focus on the power of your heart and have faith that Spirit is guiding you always. Right? Sometimes it is important to sit down and just relax in this case. When I think of a swing, I think of like childhood and nostalgia that can happen. And sometimes that is the place where we need to be. Not always, for sure. So if you've been stuck in that place, it's time to get out. But if you need a brief reprieve for most things and you haven't been there, this can be a helpful place to connect with. As you're going through what's happening. Remember, searching for that silver lining, very, very important, right? And you can work with Archangel Raphael to find that. Our second card here is Surrender to Miracles, right? Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen, right? When we start finding the silver lining in all the situations, right? We're able to allow these miracles to happen, but we also need to allow the miracles to happen too. That's a little, let me see if I can rephrase that for you guys. By being open to miracles happening, we're going to be able to allow them to happen. If we don't believe they can happen, they won't happen, right? And so surrendering that worry is part of it. Finding that silver lining in the situation is part of it. But knowing that things can shift and change in miraculous ways if you let them, right? And in this case, it's not trying to control the situation so directly. And I feel like for some of you guys, this is a thing that's quite difficult, right? Where you're wanting to just nitpick and hold the situation under a microscope and like dissect it. Great. Sometimes that is exactly what's needed, but in this case that you're currently going through, that is not the case. Okay? So it's important to learn from the situation and then allow yourself to shift. Allow yourself to be open to the shift, shall I say. So the heart of our situation is change your life. And this is the card that's come up 4 times today. 4 times. And I can't overstate that. Many shuffles, putting in random places 4 times. So a sudden revelation that offers freedom. Break free of procrastination. Embrace the opportunities that changes bring. All right. So taking a step back and seeing it from a different perspective. Again, we have the silver lining that's coming here. What are you learning from this situation that you can now use? Right? Maybe you are learning how to get past mother issues, and now you can help others with it. Maybe you're learning something new where, maybe you're on a weight loss journey and you want to help people as well. These feel right, but also not exactly correct for most of you, though. But, finding that silver lining and taking that step back so you can see it all. And that's actually what Change Your Life is all about. It's that change in perspective that happens. And so Archangel Chamuel is the angel for this card here. And Archangel Chamuel is the angel of love, the angel of the heart. So this is tying very heavily into the meditation. So if you want to check that out, please do. It has a little bit of information before everything gets started. So definitely go check that out. But, taking that step back and saying, okay, can I see it from a different place? In the card here, see if you can see it. Oh, goodness. So many lights. So much time. All right. So in the card here, we have an angel looking at the landscape of a city, right? You're not looking just at one block or, one side of the street. It's looking at everything. And so if we can allow ourselves to look at it from that kind of perspective, then we open into a lot of changes that can happen. Because maybe, that situation with Denise, wasn't great, but what did you learn from it? Right? So we have, again, I'm going to say this one more time before we move on because it has pertinency to the next card. A sudden revelation that offers freedom. Break free of procrastination. Embrace the opportunities that change brings. Okay? So, break free of the procrastination is super important because this is our challenge right here. Right? So, 7 of Raphael. So, again, we're working very much with healing and heart. Raphael is also an angel of the heart space as well. So, time to make a decision. Be clear on what you want and take action. A need for detoxification. So if you actually look here on the card, we do have a lot of color comes out from different buckets of sorts. These are like the different angelic beings, blue being, Michael, green being Raphael, Zadkiel being purple, Uriel being the yellow, Gabriel being the orange. Like there's a lot of angels working with us currently is what they're saying. And then there's also a lot of flavors of decisions that you can make. So this is certainly a really great time to connect in with your angelic team and saying, I need to make this decision. I know that. Once I've stepped back and look at the situation, again, don't just gung-ho it, right? But taking a step back and saying, okay, what does the situation have for me now that I'm looking at it from back here rather than right here? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense for you guys. But as you're moving through this, once you're allowing yourself to make that shift in perspective, then it's time to move forward with an inner knowing for what comes next. So I'm going to pull one more card to even round out our reading here today. What do we need to know? So, consciousness. So, we have self awareness, personal realizations, and prejudice. So, the energy of this week is heavily centered around know thyself. Know what you are going for, allowing yourself to see that from a different perspective. And when I say what you're going for, it's like, what are you trying to make happen in your life? Why are you trying to make it happen? And is that really what you want? So these are important questions to ponder. And I hope you guys have an amazing week. Again, I'll have the meditation up pretty soon. I'm going to go work on it after this. So I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I will see you back next week. Bye for now.